All right, let's talk about the bridal party, the rowdy crew. First and foremost, don't be drunk. Oh my gosh, the worst thing is just seeing a groomsman standing there like this because they had a couple too many beers on the golf course that morning. Like, just pace yourself, it's gonna be a long night. That goes for everybody, but like, just pace yourself a little bit. Nothing in pockets. When you walk down the aisle, walk nice and slow. I always show the guys how to escort a gal. Not a lot of people, we don't actually cover like this kind of etiquette stuff too much in school anymore. But when a guy is walking a gal down the aisle, you take and you make kind of a fist, and then you put your fist about on the belly button, which creates a little spot there where the lady can put her arm. She can hold here or here, whatever. As you walk down, super simple. Don't look at your feet as you're walking. Look forward. Look to the groom, who's actually probably already standing up at the head of the ceremony location. When the bridal party is standing up there on either side of you during the ceremony, don't lock your knees. This also goes for our couple. We want to double check, triple, quadruple check to make sure that the best man has the rings. As far as the girls go, we'll cover it prior, but holding the bouquet, find a spot closer to the hip bone but belly button, and that just puts a nice, pleasing little triangle in the arm. Also creates a little bit of space right there, which makes the hips a little bit, or the waist a little bit more narrow, which is always nice. For the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, I always try to stagger it so that everybody can see, which means about an arm's length in front of you should be the person in front of you's left shoulder if you're facing this way in. So their head would be like right here, and I'm looking over top of their shoulder right there. Next person would be just off to me, or just off to my left a little bit over here. Again, about an arm's length back, looking over their shoulder at what's happening up there. This should go without saying at this point, but bridal party, you're there to witness this and support the people getting married between you there. So be present, witness this, take it seriously. Like, it's kind of a big deal. For the maid of honor, we've already kind of talked about bouquet handling, but as the bride gets up to the front, she'll be passing the bouquet back off to you. So at that point, either take both in one hand if you can, or hand both of the bouquets to the gal behind you. Be sure to come up and fluff the dress. As we do reveals to the bridesmaids, I always ask the maid of honor if she knows how to fluff the dress and give some tips and pointers on that. Take as long as you want. This is a live ceremony. Make sure that the details are there. The important things will happen. So, you know, make sure that the train is gorgeously splayed out, and we can talk a little bit more in-depth morning of how to like actually stand and like the process of laying that out beautifully and efficiently. As far as the recessional and precessional, walking up to the front and then walking back, it's an old tradition where you got the two of you standing there, and then you walk up, and then you stop and you smile at the photographer, and then you keep walking. That's old. That's an old tradition from the film days when the autofocus wasn't very good on cameras at all, and you would get, I think it was typically like 36 images from your wedding. Could you imagine that? Getting your wedding gallery back and it being less than 50 images? Oh, and you knew exactly what photos they were all going to be beforehand. And then when you're walking back down the aisle, this is like the funnest, most high energy part of the day. It always like leaves a smile on my face for like 15, 20 minutes after. But you just got married, you're walking down the aisle, dance it out, yell, scream, whatever it is, do some spins, stop for a kiss. Maybe include some bird seed or some kind of bubbles or something for people to throw. Water soluble. Confetti is always great. We don't use rice anymore. They used to use rice, but the birds eat it and then literally explode. So birdseed is better. But yeah, that part of the day is just always such high energy, so exciting and so much fun.